Hello children, so today we are going to continue with our chapter number 11, human body and organ system. So in our earlier class we have seen the respiratory system, its parts and how does it work. Today we are going to move on to circulatory system, the second type of system that is working in our body. And we all know that blood carries oxygen, hemoglobin and other nutrients absorbed from the digestive system to different parts of the body, each and every cell of the body. So that is blood circulation. Blood is actually circulated in our body in a very systematic manner, and the pumping organ is our heart, which pushes the blood in blood veins and blood vessels. When organs are present in blood circulatory system, there are many organs, like the main one is the heart that pumps the blood. Then second one, we can see that the arteries, which mostly carry the oxygenated or pure blood. Then veins are there, or small blood capillaries are there that carry impure or deoxygenated blood. So let us today try to understand in detail about the blood circulatory system. Circulatory system actually performs the function of transportation of various systems like water, hormones, oxygen, soluble nutrients, and waste material also is being transported through different organs towards the kidney, and there the nutrients are being filtered out and whatever necessary for the body is retained. An independent system of blood circulation is present in human beings and also in some of the higher animals. It consists of heart, blood vessels and capillaries. So our blood circulatory system includes the heart, blood vessels. Blood vessels are the arteries and veins and all, and even the capillaries. Very fine capillaries, then with a very thin outer covering, so that diffusion of gases can be done directly through these capillaries. We have seen in the lungs we had this type of capillaries. Okay, so first of all, the structure of heart is very important in the study of blood circulatory system. Heart is present almost in the center in thoracic cage. Thoracic cage in which the lungs are present on both the sides, and in between, nearly towards the center, we have our heart. You can feel it pumping by touching with your own hand. It is present behind the ribs and between the two lungs, and slightly, very slightly inclined towards the left side. Okay, so I hope you got the proper position of our heart in the rib cage. Now, size of our heart, if you think about, is equal to one own fist, our own fist. This portion, that much small heart we are having. If you close your fingers and see how much small portion, that much is the size of the heart, and it weighs around 360 grams only, and it is covered by a double layered what I should say, peritoneal membrane. A membrane is double layered inside it. A fluid is present between two membranes, and due to which heart is protected from friction or mechanical shocks. Even if we fall down and anything happening to our bodies, mechanical shock absorbing system, natural one is present because of this part between the two peritoneal membranes. You see, heart sleep is triangular shape. These two layers are called as peritoneal membranes. And there is a fluid inside it that works as a shock absorbing fluid, okay, and absorbs all type of mechanical shocks. And a human heart is not having any type of skeleton. It is only a muscular organ. It is a muscular organ that can very easily squeeze or release pump-like structure, and it is made up of involuntary cardiac muscles. What it is made up of? Involuntary means those muscles which are working on its own without anybody's order. Okay, it is on its own working constantly from birth till the end. It will be working, and without our own order, means telling by our brain to work like that. It is constantly working. That's why we call it involuntary. Otherwise, we would have called it voluntary when somebody must have ordered it and the heart must have pumped. This actually contract and relax with a very definite rhythm. This is called as beating of the heart, that we can even feel with our stethoscope when the doctors want to see if your heart is working properly or not. And internally, heart is divided into left and the right side. Not exactly. This is just a schematic one for you to understand. It is divided into two equal halves. One is the right side and the another one is the left side. Okay. Right and left side of the two hearts can be divided into. Each of those compartments is again divided into two more chambers, who we call it as an atria or atrium. These are the two parts, the lower side, and we call them ventricle. This is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle. And the above part is further divided into two parts, which we call as the right atrium. This one we call it as the left atrium. Okay. And above, blood vessels are not many network of blood vessels around this four-chambered heart that we human beings are having. Do you know smaller organisms like fishes have only two-chambered heart, and reptiles have three-chambered heart, but we human beings have four-chambered heart for proper distribution and separation of oxygenated and non-oxygenated blood. Okay, non-oxygenated means where carbon dioxide and other impurities are present that needed to be discarded. Thus, in all, heart consists of four chambers. The upper ones are the atrium, right and left, and the lower ones are the ventricles, right ventricle and the left ventricle. Then actually, when the blood from the complete body part is reaching our heart, it goes into the right ventricle. From there, it is pumped into the right atrium. From there, the impure blood is sent to the lungs, where by the process of respiration, the blood is purified and oxygenated, and then the oxygenated blood is brought back to the left atrium, from there to the left ventricle, and the remaining part of the body is again getting it with the help of aorta named blood vessel. So that much detail you'll be studying in your higher class, that is 10th standard, working of your heart. For now, you just have to understand the basic structure of the heart. It is four-chambered, consisting of two atrium and two ventricles. Then heart is beating continuously. Due to this, blood continuously circulate through these blood vessels. There are two main types of blood vessels, arteries and the veins. Arteries, are best known to carry pure blood or oxygenated blood. Blood vessels which carry the blood away from the heart are called as arteries, except the one carrying blood towards the lungs. Now, this carrying towards the lungs is also an artery, but it is also named but it carries blood away from the heart towards the lungs. All other arteries carry oxygenated blood, and they are deeply located in the body, and their walls are very thick. These vessels do not have walls. In between there are walls. In between the atrium and ventricles are also we have walls. These walls prevent the backflow of the blood. So in arteries also it has to be, but there is no need of walls. But in veins, if you consider, these are the vessels that carry blood towards the heart from the different parts of the body. All veins except the one carrying blood from lungs transport deoxygenated blood. The vein that is pulmonary vein coming towards the heart from the lungs, they will be carrying oxygenated blood, while this is deoxygenated blood carried to the lungs from the right side, and towards the left side we get oxygenated blood plus oxygen blood. Okay. Then most of the veins are superficially located in the body. Their walls are thin, and these are provided with valves so that there will be no backflow of the blood. Once it moves forward, it should not be returning back. And if you think about the history, William Harvey described the mechanism of circulation in the body. He proposed a theory that our heart is a muscular pump, and you see the blood is circulated towards the body. He discovered the complete working of the heart and the blood circulatory system. Working of the heart was first of all in 1628 described by William Harvey. On the other hand, if you consider these capillaries are gradual branches out of which decrease in their diameter as they spread in the body and finally form very fine hair-like thin blood vessels. Walls of these capillaries are also extremely thin and made up of only single layer. Due to this exchange of material along with gases, oxygen, carbon dioxide is also possible, and that becomes easy because of the thin single layered outer covering. Now the oxygen, nutrients, hormones, vitamins, all these are sent towards the cell, and waste material of the cells move into the blood to be purified again. and capillaries unite together to form the vessel of more diameter that we again call it as a vein. Now, capillaries network is present in each and every organ. For your kind information, our healthy heart beats 72 times every minute. That you must have heard as a general knowledge question also. Now, rate of heart increases due to the physical exercise and emotions also. Similarly, it has been observed that it decreases during the rest and sleep. So number of beats is more in case of insects because they need more oxygen for their growth and they're constantly in motion. Two types of sounds are heard during the heartbeat. One is lub and another one is dub. Heartbeat, lub dub going on, and heart pumps about 75 ml of blood during each heartbeat. Okay, so that is the simple information about the heart and blood circulatory system. The next class, we shall see about the blood circulation through heart and how the pulse rate and things are blood, what are the constituents of the blood and all. These we are going to see in the next class. For that time, you have to draw the diagrams that are sent to you on the class group of your school. Draw a well-labeled diagram, even if not colored, it's okay, in your fair copies, and try to understand the structure of heart also. Okay. So bye all of you. See you in the next class.